Okay, so Christmas is done, and basically, when I was taking stuff down, it was so cold out that I just threw stuff in the bins, and I didn't organize them very well because you don't want to be outside forever, freezing to death. So I just threw stuff in bins, and I said, well, I'll bring them in and organize them. So I got different stuff for different items that is just basically thrown together. So we're gonna just sort stuff out, put it away a little bit neater, because I got stuff still linked together in like pairs of threes. Like this mess that needs to be sorted. And I got different lights for different sections. These are slow twinkles, robotic style. So that stuff is for the Pro Christmas tree. This stuff is for the little gold cedar, or in my case, I got spares, so I'll just decorate something else. So that's pretty much the same stuff as that. Got RGB stuff. First generation of Trippy Drippies. And then I got my icicle lights. Got extension cords. That'll go in a different bin. Stuff found in the snow. Snow tubes. More extension cords. And more Pro Christmas tree lights. And then the top set of red and gold for the Pro Christmas tree. extension cord for Trippy Drippies for the big Balsam Hill. So this is the top string. Extension cords for Trippy Drippies Balsam Hill. All the interconnects for the RGB tape for Balsam Hill. Then, let's see, that goes to that thing. And this stuff. Trippy Drippies. And these are fast strobes, I believe. OBS is being a pain in the ass. Keeps reconnecting to the phone. I don't want it to, I tell it to disconnect and it keeps reconnecting. Yep. Fast strobe. That's fast strobe. Should have more of them. Then we got RGB stuff. More strobes. More RGB. More Trippy Drippy. I think we'll start with these two pieces. And I should have stuff to put that away with. Spare bulbs. This is my box of extra stuff. But I also put stuff away in here too, like the guy strings for the big Balsam Hill. I should have hair ties in here. We need this for the RGBs. So there. Just to get started. So these things are quite old as in Christmas terms, as in these are the first Trippy Drippies that I got that have held up. I have bought newer sets of these and the wire has gone to hell on them in less than 2 seasons, where all the insulation became brittle and I basically just gave up trying to fix on it, and I just tossed them all out in place of the better snowfall tubes, the C9 style. So this has been holding up pretty well. I think I have one bad disconnect where the wires are showing. I seen them the other day when I was taking these off. And it was right at these coaxial. Yeah, here it is, right here. This is the one. So this is one of the ones that next year, the adjacent strings will be pretty much attached with Wagos. So I should flag this one to make sure that I remember that it's screwed up. This is something that I'll fix in about 9 months, 2 weeks, and X amount of days. So usually when the wire starts getting ratty, like this is the first season that it's starting to disintegrate, it'll be pretty much the end of the road for these. Because once it starts splitting in between the tubes, it's too much of a hassle to try to keep repairing them. They can be repaired. You just have to rip the wire out, drill it out, get inside the cap, reestablish the connections. I think I did that with one of these. One of these has got a ratty connection in it. I just bodge fixed it. I don't know which one it is though. Should have it. Yeah, here it is. Basically, you go inside the tube, put 2 pigtails on it, and then reattach it with the rest of the string because it's split right in the middle, right where it goes into the cap. So once it starts doing that, then it's time to start binding the rest of them. It's like, oh yeah. It's like I threw a bunch of these out just because of that reason. Wasn't worth my time fixing them. Because like I said, the newer generations, these things are still available, but the friggin' wire on them is just, like I said earlier, it just sucks. They last a season or two, and then they become a nightmare. So that's why I went with them Pro Christmas or Christmas Lights, etc. tubes, C9 tubes. They're expensive, but they're a lot prettier and brighter than these things. So probably by about the time that these are ratted out, it'll be time to replace that Balsam Hill tree and get a new one. That one I estimate maybe about 4 more years with that one. And then that one will be seen better days. Some of the candles is starting to break off. So all these little loops on each end of these things in the middle of the tubes is what I hook onto, either a candle at a tree or a C7 that is in the vicinity. And the loops are big enough where they'll go over a C7, and when you want to take them off, just yoke them off. And on top of that, as I'm saying about these things, is that these OG ones that I first got, you can hook up 4 sets. 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of the big ones, and probably 6 of these smaller 8-inch ones, I think. The other ones you couldn't hook up more than 2. They just couldn't carry the current through the wires, which kind of is sad. So that takes care of them for Balsam Hill. So, whoops, that must have sounded good. So the rest of the Balsam Hill stuff is these strobes. Is that all I got for Balsam Hill stuff? It's got to be more than that, especially in the strobe department. think there's more. Maybe not. Maybe. These are more pro-Christmas stuff. That's a set. OBS acting up again. Disconnect. Pain in the ass. I can hear the little tone that it makes. This is another set. There's probably 2 sets combined. So that's that stuff. So this stuff, I wonder if I'll throw them in RGB, still twinkles. Strobes. Balsam Hill. Sorry the camera keeps going out. It's an OBS thing. I don't know why it don't stay off. It has no reason to connect. Of course the phone rings, that's fine. Spam risk? Go fuck yourself. That time of the year, all spammers are calling. That's true. Definitely not a human. Humans let that phone ring until the damn thing picks up. Please enter your 4-digit passcode to listen to your messages. So definitely a robot. And I don't answer calls for unknown numbers. Strobes. Take care of that. Now I wonder if some of these are strobes. I know I got more strobes for that Balsam Hill. I just don't know which ones they are. Because I made that mistake one year, about 3 years ago. I put a bunch of these slow twinkles on the Balsam Hill that was supposed to be slow twinkles, and I ended up swapping the two. Which kind of sucked. One of them deals where I had to make an emergency order for more slow twinkles so I could put it on the finish the Balsam Hill. So the very top of the tree has both the strobes and the slow twinkles on them. Because that says, well, that's all pre-lit. I'm not going to take it apart and change it. So both of them are on that one. So this is her Christmas tree. Or as in the live tree that's in the corner. So that one can go in a different bin. This is all I do. Just nice, neat turns. I don't wrap them on anything. I don't put them on spools. I don't wrap them around magazines. I just done this. This is all I've been doing for decades. So how many years I've been doing this? 20 years? Maybe longer. So I used to have a live tree in a corner, a spruce. That eventually got all that spruce crap, spider mites and spruce canker and this and that, and then eventually all the needles fell off because the last year that I says, now that's the last year I'm decorating that tree because otherwise it's going to have to be cut down and replaced. So the last year I pretty much, to put lights on that tree, I put all net lights on it because that's how much gaps were in the greenery, so it looked like crap. It wouldn't hold lights, string lights anyway. Then I bought that Balsam Hill back in 2015. And in the meantime, I got another tree, that green giant, arborvitae. for the Pro Christmas tree. But I had to wait several years for that to even, I think it was like 3 years before I was able to start putting lights on it. And it wasn't much, it was like a couple of strings, 2-3 strings at a time. Until it got to what it is today, where I can actually lean a step ladder against it and climb up it to secure lights and put the ball on top and hook on the C9s to get that string started, along with the Pro Christmas snowfall tubes. So, I think these are slow twinkles. Yep. Definitely not the incandescent style twinkles. These are the robotic ones. Come back in 10 minutes and see them all desynced and it'll look good. But it's got that robotic fade in, fade out. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Take care of that. So now we'll gotta deal with these guys. So these are all the 2010, 2010s, 2012s, I think. So this is the main body lights of the Pro Christmas tree. There's some mixed in lights. There's some mix-ins. What are you? Just a little twinkle. These are the newer ones. 23. 2010s. So there you have it, 2010 LED string lights, commercialized, and they still work. So for all the naysayers, like, oh, I bought string lights and they didn't last and they suck. I paid, $1 million for string lights. I expected it to last me a lifetime and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'll never buy another string light that are LED anyway. They flicker, they do this, they do that. It's like, whatever. It's like you bought your shit from a box store. You expect them to last more than a season? You're out of your mind. Because all that shit from box stores, it's all built for price. Cheap. Because what do they sell? They sell these things for like 10 cents a box at the end of the season, if they're still around. So you know they really don't care about profit. They make their profit from October through, basically December. Of course, all this stuff's made in China anyway, but you get good stuff from China and you get bad stuff from China. This stuff's been good. I think I only had to fix one. I did that last season. The end of 2024. I fixed one and put a resistor in a line. Other than that, I've done nothing with these. I've had these plugged in when I plug them in when I put them on the trees. And that's just to verify that the plugs work. Sometimes the plugs get a little dodgy. But basically, when I took this stuff off, it was like 15 degrees outside, 20-mile-an-hour winds. I had all my heated stuff on. That was comfortable, but doesn't mean I want to be out there. So I just took it off and strings of 3 and just quickly wrapped them up like this and in bigger loops and just tossed them in the bins. I remember when I bought all these strings, they were back in, of course, 2010 and 2012. These all come from 1,000 bulbs, all these string lights. So that's when these things were like 25 bucks or maybe 27 bucks a pop. So I think these things pretty much paid for themselves by now. I only had to fix one string out of all this. Not bad. And this is how I treat them. This is how I've been doing this since 2010, when these were bought. Of course, they had, I think they had about some of them have about 3 years break from being out in the weather. Now they all get used. I think there's some extras in there too. Okay, that's all mini lights for Pro Christmas tree. So we got Balsam Hill stuff. Then we got this mess. Let's see you do that with your glass True Tone bulbs. Okay, this stuff is Balsam Hill. That's the oh shit, I'm almost out. That's a medium set. This is a long one, I think. We got more strobes. I knew I had more strobes around somewhere. So it can't be that little. That's a strobe. That's strobes. That in the Balsam Hill box. This is the last set of mini strobes. I think there's more. Yeah, there's more in here. Spares. This is the last. There's another set in here, but there's only 2 strands I did not use. That's how many sets of minis I string up between the 2 trees, the Pro Christmas tree and the little gold cedar. So we'll put them in service for next year. Let's see, spares. I think there's one set in here hanging out. I was waiting for that to come back up. Pain in the ass thing. I don't know why OBS keeps doing that. It's gotta be some stupid flaw. I don't know why it keeps wanting to reconnect. There we go. That takes care of that. Now, I should have some zip ties in here for all that stuff. So this is the shorter of the sets. And then for these things, I put them just back as when I bought them. Or as I should say, when I bought the strings. Let's see you do that with your glass true tones. This is why I like the polycarbonate. Ugh. You're such a pain in the ass. Knock it off. I only got 20% battery, so. I only got a little bit of battery left for the iPhone camera, so. We're going to wrap this up pretty quick. Of course, I'll be finishing this off another day, probably. But at least I can get some of it away. So all of these are RGBs, twinkles, and the occasional LED strobe. So these have been around since 2015. This is definitely a string I need to cut in half because it's too long. It becomes unmanageable. My ideal goal was when I bought that Balsam Hill is to have each section just pre-lit, but when I got the tree I found out that wasn't going to work because of the narrowness of the branches between the sections. But that'll change when I get the commercial tree that's basically panels, steel structure, and you just hang the panels on it, and that's all pre-lit from the factory, but I'll be adding all this stuff on and then trying to figure out plugs and situations. So that takes care of that. Then we got to deal with pro-Christmas stuff. So this stuff, basically I'm just going to roll it up, but neater. I got a missing one. Oh, I know what that was. That was a snow tube. I was going to say, what the hell? That was a snow tube that went in there. Should be in that somewhere. Oh, man. What's that? Now for a little set. Little set I'll put in a different box. Because by the time October, 1st of November comes around, I won't remember what's in these bins. As for size-wise, I'll just know that one bin has a smaller set. So that takes care of that. I have no idea why that is so annoying. You get quite a length of time where it don't blink out, and then every other minute. Okay, that is that. So, there's not really a lot left. This stuff right here is what makes the balsam hill what it is. Usually for the last week, I did it this year. The last, right after Christmas, I actually shut these off so you could actually see what's on underneath. All the C7s and trippy drippies and stuff like that. You know, it kind of gets lost in this stuff where you don't really see it. There used to be a time where I used to have I didn't have this. Then I got the 24 volt version of this. That lasted a couple of years until the string itself started going bad internally. So that was 24 volt. So that was, I was able to carry 30, at least 35 meters of this stuff before you needed to put power in. So this stuff is 12 volts and you need to put power in every second reel, because that's how much power it consumes. And the internal bus bar is not that heavy, so it can't really carry current. The signal can carry all, I don't know how many meters, more than you can light up, and that's for sure. But the only thing I'm going to change this year is the trippy drippies for the porch. So I need 9 tubes, 24 inches I figured, and then I'm going to put the True Tone twinkles X amount of inches apart. I haven't determined that yet. It's going to be custom made on the fly, really. Other than that, it'll be the only thing I want to change is how I put the Pro Christmas tubes on the live tree. I want to do like rings, X amount of feet in diameter, and just make a custom tree extension cord where I can just plug them in. So I go up to the top of the tree, wrap it around once, plug in, drop down X amount of feet, put another ring around it, instead of trying to do one continuous string and trying to go up and down and in and out. It's kind of annoying because one never gets it back where you first made it. Like that string that I made. It's when I put it up last season for 25, it's like nothing is lining up where it was. So I'm like, I gotta do something different. I thought about making rings. I think that's what I'll do. Because being that them tubes some of them are 3 foot long, because we got 3 foot, 2 foot, and a foot. So if I can alternate the strings, it should be pretty easy, an easier time to put these snow tubes up. Coming down to the end. I'm going to guess that nobody's actually watching this live because there's absolutely nothing in the chat. Nothing at all. I highly doubt anybody's going to watch 2 hours of this crap. Some people might. Some people have this stuff playing in the background. There we go. Takes care of that. So now it's just a matter of putting stuff away. So let's see, this belongs to that. Of course, that won't fit in there. So we'll put that in there. This is spare stuff. This belongs miscellaneous. So there's a lot of room in here. These guys, C7 and icicle lights, they're pretty much good. That's good. The ball for the miscellaneous tree. That can go in there. Camera went off again. Pain in the ass. So annoying. Extension cords I really don't care about. So all we got left is these things. These are small to fit in there. And then I got the 2-foot jobs. That's spare. This is spares. This is the guy rope. Put that in there. Tree skirt for what it's worth. Actually, all this is for a frost blanket.